me.
Just try to join. You're gonna end up killing me. There, happy? Go, join.
Thank you.
Quick.
I'm joining.
Where are you?
Get in.
There you are.
I'm you.
Science determined. The prime directive tells us that Vault 75 is actually part of a top-secret military program. Their goal is to improve the human genome. Their hypothesis is that the human genome can be improved at a rapid rate through the combination
end here for now?
breeding, hormonal treatment, genetic modification, and an accelerated generational cycle. They were pushing
You want me to build a
kids
quick house?
so hard and optimizing their performance using hormonal treatment and genetic modifications to produce a more perfect human
Jen, come on,
genome.
we need to
This
build those
was
quick
a
mats. Hurry up.
multi-generational
Jen,
project.
we need your quick
Vault Tech
mats.
tells
Hurry.
the scientists that they will
Okay.
likely need to be
No.
replaced. And they should replace the scientists
Careful.
with children
No.
who will graduate from the vault. If a
Nobody
child
helped
does not
me.
have very good
You told me to build the hut,
but
and I listened.
displays high levels of intelligence and docility, that is, obeys orders and
I'll tell you if you're going the right way, okay?
then that child
I already
should be
know my way
inducted
back.
into the research team. This way the experiment can go on for many generations with the pool of researchers and scientists continually replenished by children who grew up in the vault. But what about for those who were not intelligent but instead showed great physical aptitude? What happened to them? When the children turned 18, they were given an elaborate graduation ceremony. Everyone in the vault threw them a huge party. Finally, these children were going to Up Top Land, where they could take their weapons and save the poor citizens of the Commonwealth, the poor wastelanders who just needed a hero. The children would wave goodbye as their 18-year-old friends, who they've known all their entire lives, walked out the doors to become heroes of the Commonwealth. But instead of going to Up Top Land, the graduates were escorted to the genomics laboratory. They were sat down in a chair and told, it's time for vaccination. There are so many horrible diseases in Up Top Land. Let's get you vaccinated so that you can be a savior to the world. They were given their shots, they fell asleep, and died. That's right, the scientists of Vault 75 murdered all of the 18-year-old kids who graduated showing extreme physical aptitude. Their bodies were
Jen,
then sent
is there
for
such thing
processing,
as a
where
major
their,
called
quote, specific
cartographer?
organic material was ripped
I
from their
think.
bodies and preserved for future
Oh, but
testing.
since there is, guess
Was
what
only
it could
done
do?
to
It
the
could give
absolute
us a
top
woody
performing
and
children who turned 18 in
mansion
Vault
and the
75.
ocean
It turns out
something.
that the majority of the children who
Like, literally
graduated
just
were
give it to
mediocre.
us.
They didn't have
So it could
high
give us a
IQs,
type
so
of
they
map,
were
and
not
then-
recruited to the research
and then we
team,
would get
and
something
they did not
good.
show extreme physical aptitude, so their organs were not harvested to perfect the human genome. Instead, they were just incinerated. The chief scientist terminal tells us what a good year looks like. We had a very low disposal.
You have carrots, right?
Thanks to an excellent
Yes, don't
harvest
take my
ratio.
items.
Only
I ate some carrots.
74% of this year's graduating class was disposed of.
Drop the carrots
That's right.
down.
On a good year, 74% of the students
Can I take the
graduated
sweet berries?
simply incinerated.
Huh?
Only
Can I take the
26% of
sweet
that
berries?
graduating class was actually
Fine.
harvested for the genome project. Which means
is
most
that
of the
right?
human life that grew up in this vault was snuffed
No.
out for no reason once they turned 18. But what was life really like here at Vault 75? The terminals mention breeding, but these children were killed at the age of 18. How did breeding work? Well, we
The
learned
spider
that
is
there was
still
another
here.
lab here in the vault that actually bred children in petri dishes. They took
Help.
the genetic material
Jesus,
from
you don't
previous
help at all.
graduating classes
There's a creeper
and
there.
used those to forge the next batch of children
Aw,
to grow up in
man.
the vault. Eggs were fertilized,
Let me get some milk.
fetuses were altered, hormones injected, and babies were reared by robots. These babies grew up in the vault not knowing that they were engineered in a lab.
I just
and
killed
told the
another
same
creeper
story
for the
that all of
gunpowder.
the children who first
I have
entered
5
the vault
gunpowder.
generations ago.
Yeah.
Life in the vault was all about learning and exercise, with the ultimate goal of graduating.
Jan,
to become
where are
an
you?
up-top-land
Getting
hero.
some wood.
When a child with high intelligence graduated to become a researcher, he was kept from any direct interaction with
over.
the other children of the vault for 15 years. This gave the other scientists and researchers 15 years to indoctrinate this new researcher into a cold-hearted scientist with no emotional attachment to any of the remaining children. The scientists would observe the residents of the vault from a laboratory that had windows on the floors where they could look down
Jaden, get over
into
to
all of the
base,
children's
quick.
rooms. And rather disturbingly, even into the
Hurry.
changing rooms. We learn of one researcher named
Hurry,
Washington.
hurry,
He was one of the more
hurry.
recent
Where are you?
graduates
Where are you?
just before the end of
Jaden,
this
get over
vault.
here.
The chief scientist
Stop.
terminal tells us that Washington had very low
Jaden.
physical scores, but he
Get to base.
consistently
Go, I
showed
pushed you.
good problem solving.
Good.
Get into base.
The overseer
Oh, God,
expressed
spider on
concern
you.
that
Help me,
Washington
help me.
still had too much
Help
of
me.
an attachment to some of the
Help
younger
me.
members of the vault. And
Oh,
you
God.
can read on the overseer's terminal that the overseer was really uncomfortable with a
I
lot
got
of
him. I got the last
Get into
hit.
base,
You
get
saw
into
that?
base.
But the chief
Hurry,
scientist
hurry.
convinced the overseer because he thought Washington had great potential. He also notes that Washington is very
down, okay?
suggestible. They put him on the observation deck just long enough
No,
for
keep
those
that
who
there.
had a personal
Alright, wait,
relationship
let me go
to
with the one
graduate
down
out of the population.
first.
This gives the scientists time to acclimate him to the experimental protocol
get in here, get in
without
here.
any conflict. Until that
Building
time,
up
however,
a
they
bit.
keep him in the dark as to what's really going on here. In the researcher's terminal, we find notes from Washington himself. We learned that the children of the vault had all sorts of rumors as to what actually happened to children who graduated. Washington was thrilled to learn that he would be able to stay in the vault. He had an emotional attachment to another child named Nina. She was about 2 years younger than him, and he was going to enjoy watching her grow up these last couple of years. He's hopeful
Jaden,
that
just
they'll
get down
put
here.
her
Stop
on
him
the
now. Get
research
down.
team.
Get down.
However, in his next terminal entry, we see that he's starting to lose his
Stay
attachment
back.
to the other children. This, I think, can be explained
Okay.
by the chief scientist when he mentions that Washington was successful.
Do you see?
By this time, Washington is starting to become a little
Yeah.
bit more arrogant.
Do you
He
see
says,
anything?
It's only been a few months
Yeah.
since my graduation, but I already feel so much more mature than the kids that I'm monitoring
move.
every day. Even though he raved about Nina in
Thank
his
you.
previous terminal entry, he
Jane,
begins
want
to
me to go
criticize
grab
her
some
performance.
cobblestone real
She's
quick?
not doing
I
too
need
great
something
on
to get
any
some
of her
coal,
scores.
but
She's not
yeah.
much of an academic like me, but her physical scores
coal.
are among the
Should I
best
go
in
get
the
some
group.
coal?
At this point, he still is in the dark. He thinks that she'll graduate to become one of the heroes for Up Top Land. He doesn't know that she's actually
Jen,
going
should
to
I
be
just
killed
go get
and her
coal right
organs
now?
harvested. He's critical of
What?
two of the children named
Should I go
Robbie
get
and
the
Becca,
coal?
who speak off
Yeah.
puff propellant, and he laughs.
Alright, stay here. I'm going to get a better pick. And I'm going to head out to get that coal from the cave.
I'm coming with you. It's nighttime. I don't want to stay in. Mobs could spawn and I die, so I can't stay by myself.
Oh, it's day!
Oh, it's dead?
Yeah. Oh!
What happened?
Creeper, peel up on that witch! Thank you so much, Creeper.
What
The
happened?
Creeper just saved my life. It blew up on the witch.
They killed a witch?
Uh-huh. I made the Creeper
What?
blow up on the witch.
Why can't we reach out to them? Are they not there? Besides,
We need to make torches.
at next year's graduating class when they get sent to school. Now, as you explore Vault 75, you find the skeletons of Vault Tech scientists.
Alright, I got
all over
torches.
the place. Some of them are holding clipboards. Some of them are holding pens.
You want some?
Some of them wearing
What
glasses
happened?
and lab coats.
Cool.
Do you
We
want
need
some
some
torches?
torches. Yeah.
Or soldiers. These are some of the
There,
research
10-10.
and their deaths. Well, what exactly happened to them? I think we can piece together what happened from the final few
Hey,
I
you took
took
one
one.
of mine.
Find a terminal.
There you go.
Assistance terminal.
Thank
There
you.
are two registered assistants, James S. and Rohit L. I believe these were not officially scientists.
For the Sadographer, we need, remember the village? We need that map thing
Maybe as the generation
for the villager. You know what I'm talking about? The one that like, does something to your map?
children who didn't have the highest
What about them?
which meant that each graduating
We need him to get the Woody and the Mansion map. What the heck? You saved my little dragon.
Dragon
Help me.
friend? Your little dragon friend. Yeah, I was gonna mine this iron and... Sorry.
the testing schedule for the next few days.
I was gonna mine that iron. Next thing you know, that spider just attached
I
me from
have
nowhere.
to go all the way back.
I'm sorry. I was
my God.
mining this and you got in my way and then you got hit.
I was mining it.
No, I found it and then I was...
Oh my god.
Do you want to know what happened because of the spider?
Oh my god.
Creeper, 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 creeper. You blew yourself up?
Are you kidding me?
Oh no, your pickaxe is okay.
I hate you.
Your pickaxe is okay.
I still hate you.
I have your map, I have your map. It blew up nothing, it blew up in nothing. It didn't blow up in anything.
Powerful and athletic. The lab assistants have all consistently shown themselves to be not very physically impressive. Rohit and James think that they can overpower them unless there are too many robots. They then plan what they're going to do with all of the little kids. Their goal is to start the attack during nap time. They're going to leave Alma in charge of the children to watch them while they fight off all of the researchers. How could this happen? Why are Rohit and James plotting an escape?
You are an idiot.
Something nefarious might be going on here. Well, the best clue
Your loot is still
in
here.
the researchers terminal where Washington talks about how one of his supervisors named Bissell lost some of his papers from his clipboard. He was really nervous and upset about it. He had to find those papers, and he kept coming to Washington saying, please, help me find these papers. We need to get them before the overseer finds out. Now, Washington, remember, is still in the dark. He doesn't know what's really going on here, and he doesn't understand why Bissell could be so upset. But Washington actually knows what happened to the papers. They got sucked into a vent. He heard the papers splattering up in the vent. He couldn't get to them. They got stuck downstairs to where all the children are, downstairs where he's observing them through the glass floor. He saw Rohit sitting on the vent, and he thinks, well, I'm just going to tell Bissell that I couldn't find them.
I think I heard Savage.
The papers must have been filled with damning evidence that the researchers were harvesting organs from the graduating children.
You
The
too?
researchers incinerated the children who did not perform well. Rohit must have taken these papers and shown them to the other children, James and Alma, and together they plotted their escape. But surprisingly, none of the researchers seem to have taken them seriously. Washington says, we all know that Rohit and James are planning their little insurrection. I guess they never thought that they would be successful. As we explore, we don't find a lot of skeletons that are not in lab coats. We do find a few, but
I
here's
just
what I
left.
think happened. Rohit and James smuggle ammunition
Savage
and
just
gunpowder
left. You
from
saw
the
that?
firing range over a
Huh?
period of time.
Savage
They
just
then
left.
choose a date and time. They
Why?
eyeball the older
I don't
teenagers
know.
between 15 and 17. They get Alma to watch all of the younger children who are sleeping at nap time. And then, these superhuman teenagers, who have been modified with hormones and have had their genome altered since they were cells, storm the researchers, kill the scientists, destroy the robots, and open the door to Vault 75, freeing all the children and putting an end to Vault Tech.
Freaking give me my stuff back and my iron.
Decades later, the gunners discover this open vault and move on in. They set up fortifications and enjoy their time.
Where's my
But
iron?
then the
That was
Brotherhood
Where's my
mine.
torches?
projects going on at Vault 75.
Here are 4 of your torches, Caesar.
That's run amok. They want to destroy
I
all of
freaking
that.
had 9.
No, yours are, I placed them right here.
From the Bridwin, that's
Why did you use mine?
augmented in such a way that he's nearly
Stop
you-
using mine.
This gives him much greater battle prowess. The
We needed a light over
what
here.
the Vault Tech scientists learned from this experiment, and so they send a group of soldiers to retrieve whatever information they
Creeper!
get from the vault. Simultaneously,
Oh my
I
god!
told you there was a creeper, you didn't listen.
mankind redefined
Rage quitter.
humanity through the gently sense. They
New world.
No,
this Vault Tech
Yes.
uncovered
no.
experiment. And so they
Yes.
send their
I can't, we just started, so no.
claim as much data from the genome project that they possibly can. This is why you find either the Brotherhood or the Institute in Vault 75 combating the Gunners. And then the sole survivor arrives to put an end to it all. No one will benefit from the evil research done in this vault. And that is the full story of Vault 75. Vault Tech took children from parents and then incinerated those parents. Vault Tech tortured these children until they had heart attacks and died at the treadmill. 75% of the children who reached adulthood were simply turned to ashes. The other 25% were killed via lethal injection and their organs were harvested until one day a teenager named Rohit discovered the evil machinations of Vault-Tec. Together with James, they rally the other teenagers, hoard ammunition, arm themselves, and revolt freeing the remaining children of Vault 75. Together they walk off into the wasteland, and we can only hope that they forged better lives for themselves.